Good afternoon, everyone. Are you still awake? Okay. So good afternoon. I am Marianne Reotiras. I am from UPS Philippines. I am responsible for the marketing department. And it is my great honor to be here with you all, to be part of this event. And I would like to start by saying thank you to the organizers and the sponsors of this great event. I am learning a lot since this morning, hearing from our logistic peers and hearing from our customers. So this is a great event to be in. Today, if you would allow me, I would like to take you into a little time travel. Would you like that? Hello, would you like to go into a little time travel with me? All right, that's great. So I won't only bring you into the future, but we will also have a flashback from into the past. Okay, so let's go back 30 years ago first, when logistics was just about moving goods from point A to point B at the right time and at the right place. At the 80s, logistics has got the reputation. It started at that time that logistics is expensive, complex, and very important. So the trends at that time, or probably up to this moment, is it's local scale, it's asset heavy, labor intensive, HR for the masses, sender focused, and commoditized. Now let's jump 10 years from now, 2017. Imagine you are in your boardroom having a business meeting with your management committee, and the results are dismal. You're wondering why are the revenues down by 10% and profits are sliding faster. So what happened? What happened to our industry? What happened to this giant enterprise that we only know for just a decade ago, when digitization is really a good thing? So let's imagine that you're thinking about these innovations, driverless trucks, robotics, and all this cloud computing and all these great innovations. You think this is just an individual trend that if all of us here in the room invest on this, we will definitely benefit from this equally. But it's hard to imagine for us in the logistics industry that this frightening scenario will happen, because today business is solid, B2B volumes are rising, B2C are also rising. So all these investments, if we invest, we could have been taken advantage on these developments in the technology. But would this change the entire industry? Would this really happen in the future? The answer is yes. Logistics landscape will continue to evolve. And all these digital advantages will only boost your operational efficiency. They will change how we play in this arena. They'll change the fundamental sources of competitive advantage in our country, in our industry. So based on the study from the Boston Consulting Group, there are 5 potential disruptors for the logistics industry, and this may happen in the next 5 to 10 years. And first is the explosion of e-commerce. Well, e-commerce, as we have heard in the earlier sessions, it's been here for a while. But research suggests that it will have an accelerated growth of about 20% in the next years. This would result to about 70% of e-commerce volume in the future, whereas today, even the most affluent countries is only at 20%. So that's how big e-commerce will get in the future. Next is Industry 4.0. What is this? This is the combination of big data, connectivity, and next generation of robotics. This would significantly improve quantity and reduce cost dramatically. Example of this is a driverless line haul that would significantly change the rules of the game, because it will decrease the cost of line haul by 50%. Another thing that came out from the study is the new last mile. So all this technology, this may transform sorting, collection, and line haul cost, but it will not impact as much bigger as the new last mile. Because typically, the last mile will account to about 50% of our delivery cost. That's where drones, sidewalk deliveries, and other innovations will come into play. Another disruptor is the consumer in control. Well, they are already in control. But in the future, they will dictate when and how, and the key here, when and where, and the key here is how they want to receive their products. Lastly is the deconstruction of the value chain. What does it mean? Technology is opening up to new possibilities that's entirely different from all of this. There are spawning orchestrators. These are companies that consolidate and efficiently consolidate services and assets from third party. Think of Uber, think of Grab, and those Transportify or Lala moves of the times. Logistics of the future spells differently. From local scale, it will be global. From asset heavy, it will be asset light. From labor intensive, it will be IT intensive. HR of masses, talent management focused HR. Center focused, receiver focused. And commoditized, it will be branded. So this is changing, and we are seeing it now. Actually, we are in the forefront of this industrial revolution, and it's happening, and we are all here in this room sitting at the forefront, sitting at the front seat, and witnessing all this transformation happening into our industry. So we may wonder, that could be in the US or in other advanced countries, but what is the future of logistics in the Philippines? With a young, dynamic, rising middle class, and the long-term growth that is centered and aimed into improving the Filipino lives in the future, there is definitely growth in the country. If you have heard the GDP results for quarter 3, we have grown as a country, the GDP growth at 6.9. 22% of this is accounted to the growth of manufacturing industry, which is about 9.4. So the future is bright for the Philippines. If you would allow me to share with you how we think we can future-proof the logistics industry, I want to share 3 things that UPS Philippines is focusing on. That's people, partnerships, and new sources of value. Let's start with people. So in UPS, and it's a question that was raised earlier, so how do we keep up with the momentum and the people, our teams in our companies, how do we grow and take advantage of all these changes? So in UPS, we see our career not as a ladder, but more of a map. This is aligned to our human capital strategy, which outlines the importance of succession planning and maintaining a strong pipeline of future talent. My colleagues in this very room can attest to it. Albert there, sitting there as our business development manager for Philippines. And prior to become the business development manager, he worked as a South District Operations Sales Manager. He's responsible for the sales operations in the Southeast Asia and handling a lot of countries under him. So in this experience, he got to know and understand the needs of the customer across the region and have better appreciation of what UPS can offer our customers. As a global company, and as Richard mentioned, we are present in 220 countries and territories across the world. And diversity and inclusion is deeply ingrained in our culture. And our CEO, David Abney, is sharing this with the help of our senior leaders throughout the organization. Just last year, we celebrated the 10th year anniversary of Women Development Leadership Program. We're in, let's have to admit it, in the logistics industry, this is a male-dominated industry. And with this program, we are recruiting, nurturing, and retaining women leaders across all levels of Asia. We have various resource groups that caters to different ethnicities. We also focus on LGBTAs, millennials, veterans, and working parents. Simply put, our people are our partners, and we have to equip them with skills and support so that they'll be agile and innovative with this ever-changing logistics landscape. In the Philippines, and if you may have in the researches, shows that the government has outlined long-term plans, roadmaps, to make the Philippines a regional and global manufacturing hub. And UPS is aligned to this growth. So in 2015, we partnered with the US ASEAN Business Council. These are we focus on trade associations and make sure that we have capacity building specifically for SMEs across Asia, so that in the future, we can help them grow their business as well. We organized workshops in Alabang, Cebu, and Manila, focusing on automotive and manufacturing. And one of the most valued partnerships we have in the Philippines right now is with Air 21. Air 21? Okay. So, with this partnership, we have announced last year with UPS International Reach and Air 21's domestic presence, we have combined this partnership basically from a shared vision to help local businesses grow internationally. And with this partnership, we have grown, extended our reach to about 1,600 postal codes. Local customers can take logistics as a competitive advantage by leveraging on UPS technology and accessing our full suite of technology in strategically located Air 21 stores across the Philippines. So with this partnership, we hope that we can help more Filipino businesses grow and expand internationally. Okay, so the growth of the Philippines is coming, and we are seeing it as of today. And to support this growth in 2015, we added more postal codes and improved transit times for about 70% of the Philippine postal codes. In August, should be 2017, just very recent, UPS announced the alcohol shipping capabilities. What does it mean? This includes import of beer, alcohol, and wine to the Philippines. So global producers can access the Philippine markets and its growing middle class. Our consumers here will have a broad range of brands to choose from and price points to choose from. Another source of value is the SMEs. And as mentioned earlier, SMEs is about 99.6% of the Philippine economy. They are definitely the backbone of this industry, of our economy. And probably SMEs are the first sectors that has been impacted by the disruption of the e-commerce, because their customers, their consumers' buying habits changed. More and more, they're buying through online. So built with SMEs in mind, UPS just recently launched our new UPS.com, which caters to SMEs to be able to ship more without integrating new technology into their IT systems. This is how we want to help SMEs focus on how to give their products and services without having to think about how to do this through the logistics. And the interface would simplify and streamline the processes and make it very easy. We have integrated it seamlessly on the lifestyle of SMEs. They're very busy entrepreneurs and the mobile-savvy consumers. So Philippines is an industry, or a country that is growing, and one of the drivers of this is the manufacturing industry, as mentioned earlier. And this will continue to grow. And based on our study, this 2017, about industrial buying dynamics, something is changing with how the buyers of manufacturing industries, they are going directly with the use of technology, online and mobile channels. And our advice for manufacturers that wants to go global, we really have to invest on the digital presence. It's imperative at this moment. We also still continue to build in-person relationships and make a strong post-sales solutions and offerings. And find new sources of value like 3D printing that could help the manufacturers be more efficient. So what have we learned? The 5 disruptors that was mentioned earlier is underway or probably happening already. There is no clue on how fast and how far they will proceed. We have to turn all these disruptors into opportunities. And that one is developing our people, because no matter how much technology advances, human connection, human wisdom is irreplaceable. We have to, about partnerships, we have to make sure that this is the moment. It's more critical for public and private companies to work together to create a physical, digital, and social infrastructure that will help us all adapt to the future challenges and opportunities of the logistics industry. And lastly, be on the lookout for new sources of value. You don't have to spend thousands or millions of dollars or pesos to invest on new technology. It can be as simple as how we can serve our customers. Innovation, customer centricity, imagination will definitely move us forward and give us competitive advantages in the future. I hope today's session has piqued your interest and sparked some questions of what the future will hold. Thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of the summit.